Pete, I understand the coronavirus now impacting the Supreme Court.
Right. The Supreme Court was to resume courtroom oral argument next week, but now it's going to postpone those arguments. Now, the most high-profile case that was to be heard was one March 31st. This is the long-running battle by President Trump to try to shield his taxes and financial documents from Congress and a prosecutor in New York. Now the court has just announced that it will postpone those arguments to some uncertain future date. The justices were scheduled to meet in a closed-door conference, their regular conference, where they meet and decide what cases to hear and look over what decisions are ready. They're still going to do that on Friday, but the court says some justices may participate remotely by telephone. They'll go ahead and put out their regular orders list this coming Monday. That's the list of cases that they will hear or not hear. It'll be posted on its website. The court's announcement says the building will remain open for official business and that no filing deadlines, no other deadlines have been changed. But it says the court is saying it's increasing the number of people who can work from home. Now, this is the first change in the way the Supreme Court does business in 102 years. The last time the Supreme Court pushed off oral argument was during the Spanish flu epidemic of 1918, when it was scheduled to begin its normal term in October and didn't start it until November. So that was a month. So the way the court works this time of year, they hear oral arguments for 2 weeks, then 2 weeks where they work in chambers, then another 2 weeks. So we're coming on to a 2-week oral argument period. They've pushed that off. Now, when these cases will be rescheduled, I don't know. The calendar is full for the rest of this Supreme Court term. So does that mean they're going to start having afternoon sessions when they resume for the last oral argument term in April? Or are they going to go a little longer? Are they going to push these cases off until next term? That's all to be decided, but no oral argument when the Supreme Court resumes business as it was scheduled to do this coming Monday.
Pete, I know we are dealing with, obviously, the information as it comes into us, so you may not know this yet, but two parts. One, do you know if decisions will still be announced as anticipated or as scheduled from the Supreme Court? And two, do we know how they came to this decision? Is this a single decision by the Chief Justice, John Roberts, or is this in consultation with the other justices?
Well, in theory, the chief could make this decision on his own, but I'm sure that he has consulted with his colleagues on the court. That's the way he normally does business. And I'm sure that the other members of the court went along with this. I mean, you know, frankly, one of the concerns about you just look at this picture. Most of the Supreme Court, with a few exceptions like the newest justices, is in that part of the population where the concern is the highest about potential effect of the coronavirus. So the idea of trying to shield the members of the court from the public and social distancing has been something that's got a lot of discussion here.
And do we know, Pete, if their decisions will still go on as scheduled, even if they're not taking oral arguments?
Yeah, no, we don't. I mean, normally we don't know whether we're going to get decisions until the Friday preceding the coming week. So we wouldn't know this anyway. All they're saying is that we'll have a regular orders list. But normally when they have decisions, they take the bench. The justice who wrote the decision summarizes the decision. Whether they're going to do that or not, I don't know. It doesn't look like they are because it doesn't. Normally speaking, there would be admissions to the Supreme Court bar on a day when the court takes the courtroom. But they're not going to take I don't think they're going to take the bench. We may get decisions. We may not. We'll have to see how that works out.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.